Hello, everyone. I'll just speed through this. This is actually part of a longer presentation, so I'll be very, very brief. You probably all heard of RMRK. We are the kind of NFT 2.0 standard that started on Kusama and now it's spread out. We came up with the NFT 2.0 technology and composability of NFTs, as well as their multimedia outputs, so they can produce different outputs depending on the context that they're loaded in. We also made them equipable so that you can put one NFT into another and share them across collections, which all started on Kusama back in the day, but now we've kind of evolved this with the help of Astar to Ink. We've also got some palettes for substrate chains, but primarily we've just recently launched our EVM contracts for EVM networks, so that this is all now deployable on any EVM chain, which you will be seeing, happening throughout March. So what I want to talk to you about today is our next foray into the advancement of NFTs. This is Reputational Avatars, which kind of, grew out of the Soulbound 2.0 aspect of RMRK, where we introduced the Soulbound 2.0 concept is when you put one NFT into another, but then lock that child NFT in there, which means that you can actually collect NFTs that you can no longer pull out of your original NFT. And this has many purposes. Some of them are for games, where you actually, can collect skills, equip them into a character's brain, which is also a non-transferable NFT. To, curses you can pick up and can't get rid of, to even reputation on a system like a blockchain. So when you initialize a wallet, you get a reputational avatar. Inside of that avatar, you can collect reputation of whatever you're doing on that chain, including, participating in indexes, voting in governance, doing all sorts of stuff. All of that is represented as non-transferable NFTs inside of your reputational avatar. There are several benefits to this. One is the visual swag that this provides. So you can get a cool visual indicator that you can show to others as a composable PFP or something, so that you prove how active you were in some aspects of the chain. This is like kind of like swag and gamification, which a lot of people like, including me. The other very useful aspect, especially in Polkadot, is that now all of your activity is actually tokenized in one place, in one avatar. So all of this reputation is in one location that's easily readable. Chain reads are free, as you might know, and they work even across blockchains with XCM, which means that something like a DeFi chain can provide you with an under-collateralized loan if you have a certain reputation from another chain in your reputational avatar. And this unlocks a whole set of new primitives that you can use in your protocols, in your apps and everything, permissioned gating based on your reputation, even opens PvP mode across dApps and protocols, where, if a user has a certain reputation of having used a competitor, maybe now you value them less. So it opens some really, really potentially nasty, but always fun use cases for all of this. So I demonstrated this at another talk with some of these slides, but I really can't go through them because they are lengthy. What I want to show you is these primitives. So this one represents a multi-asset NFT, which is deployed as an EIP 5773, and you can also use it on Polkadot through Ink or through palettes, or even on Kusama if you so wish. So this represents the ability for one NFT to render different outputs. So if you load it into one game, it loads one skin or one 3D model. In another game, it loads another skin or another 3D model that is relevant to that game, but it's all in the same NFT. And these are not spammy airdrops in your wallet that are detached from each other. These are actually parts of the same NFT. This is the big difference. If you want to add a new asset to an existing NFT, you can do this. So your NFT can evolve over time, get more utility for different projects. And of course we have the thing that I mentioned. So nestable NFTs, you can put these NFTs into another NFT. You can equip them on certain slots. And then these child NFTs can also have their own alternative assets that are meant for equipping into another model that matches this style. So for example, if you have the smooth lobster, it obviously isn't compatible with the voxel hat, but the voxel lobster is compatible with the voxel hat. This is all encoded in the standard, so there's no custom rules, there's no centralization, there's no database that tracks all of this. It's all on chain, it's all in the standard, and it's all future-proof, which means that whatever you launch using this technology, it will remain compatible with anything that comes out in the future, even if it's completely unrelated to your project. And that's the real big deal of Remark. If we disappear, if everything goes away, if we get killed off, the technology will live on, and somebody else can launch a new collection 20 years in the future. It will still be compatible with everything that was launched today. The items are cross-collection compatible. The equipables work across chains, across collections, across everything. And all you have to do is design an asset for that specific collection and add it to an existing NFT, which means that launching NFTs in any way is no longer a zero-sum game where every new collection is trying to vampirize the user base of an existing one. Instead, every new collection that enjoys the ecosystem increases the value for all of them because it adds new value for all of them. And that's the whole point of this. It's future-proofing, and it's increasing the value and removing this unhealthy competition where everybody's just trying to sabotage each other. This is an example of another type of avatar. So you might have a lobster as a reputational avatar, and you might have a stained glass window. These are completely different styles, but they can both equip the hat because the hat has different assets. You know, the lobster assets are the ones indicated by the lobster, and the stained glass asset is the stained glass one. So you can still equip the hat into the stained glass window. Which just basically means that your avatar doesn't have to be anthropomorphic animals or humans or something. It can be literally anything, even, you know, art like this. And so here we come to the reputation part, which I'll just speed through. If you have certain projects that value certain contributions, they can mint these soulbound 2.0 NFTs into your avatar, which means that you did something for them. In this case, I used my NFT, my avatar, to do something for Wi-Fi, for Coinbase, and for Jumper Exchange. And they all gave me NFTs. The ones with the striped colors are soulbound. They can't get out of this avatar, but 2 of those came with an equipable. So I earned hats as well. Now, this other guy did some other tasks and got some other NFTs. What the benefit here is a global item economy. This is what I mentioned before. The collections are forever mutually compatible, which means I can trade one item from one avatar to another, even though these 2 collections, the parent collections, are completely unrelated. Their items remain compatible. And so this kind of gamifies the entire NFT space, not just the space of these particular avatar collections. You know? So you can trade these between the avatars, but the reputational NFTs, the colored ones, they stay in place because they're locked to the avatars. And then the final stage of this is basically projects can decide how much they value this reputation that you've earned. So maybe, you know, Jumper values these at these points, Coinbase values these at these points, and they can decide if a user has this many points, then allow them beta access into this part. If a user has this particular reputation, allow them access into this alpha stage of this new app that we're building. Stuff like that. So now you have reputation as a gating mechanism. You have whale resistance because newly created accounts all start at 0, even if they have 1 billion tokens of the network you're talking about, which means that a whale is not by default more powerful than you. You both start at 0. And in a DAO-like environment, like Polkadot or Kusama, this is super important because now, even if someone has an infinity of DOT, you both start at 0. And if they don't participate in governance, they don't earn that reputation of having participated in governance. So over time, you, a DOT poor, can be level 100 in reputation of governance voting, and a DOT whale can be level 0, and you are more powerful. Your vote matters more because you participated. There's also this zero-sum game resistance that I mentioned, global item economy, trading between avatars, gamification of participation, which we've seen with proof of chaos, NFTs that were given out to people who voted in referenda, dramatically increased turnout. And if you make this a global thing across the entire chain, I'm sure it's going to increase even more. And it also carries with it a very interesting connotation that is possible to experiment with on Kusama as an experiment. And that's NFTs 2.0 as accounts. So this is something that I'm toying with as an idea. When you initialize a wallet on Kusama, you could get an NFT 2.0. And your wallet is the NFT. Your NFT is the wallet. With that account, you participate in Kusama in general. Governance, staking, nominating, delegating your votes, whatever else you want to do on the chain. Open governance, all of those pools that we have. And so over time, your account gains that reputation. And so your reputation tracking in your reputational avatar becomes native to Kusama, and maybe one day to Polkadot. And this is something that we're going to experiment with pretty soon. So this was pretty quick. It's a deep and complex topic. I wish we had time for questions, but please grab me afterwards, and I'd be happy to talk about this with anybody else. And yeah, if you want some materials for hacking on this, I can also give you this slide later. That's it. Thank you very much.